Google Pest Control Marketer. Grow your business like never before. Call 770-993-0004.
Well, hello, folks. This is Hal Coleman, the Pest Control Marketer, and I'm here with Mr. Online Mike Stewart. And welcome to another episode of Pest Control Marketing Live, the only live streaming internet TV show totally dedicated to helping PCOs and WCOs grow their businesses, get more new customers, and make more money. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great. You know, those are response triggers that I love. Get more customers, make more money. I think anybody says one of the things that frustrates me is people, I got all the business I can handle. I go,
yeah.
Well, that's fine until the day you don't have enough business to keep the doors open. So,
yeah. I mean, what do you want to do with your business? Do you want to just work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and do all the business you can handle? Is that the end of the road for you? Is that your life's goal? Is that what you've been living and dreaming of all these years, is to work 6 days a week, 12 hours a day, and all the business you can possibly handle? Is that it? If it is, you've made it. You don't even need anything else. But if your goal is to grow a profitable business and someday you turn it over to your children or sell it for a lot of money and retire and kick back and say, wow, I had a good business and then I sold it and now I'm retired and living off of the interest of what I sold my business. What's your goal? But if your goal is to grow it and build a retirement and be wealthy and kick back and say, boy, look at the reward I got for all those years. Now I don't have to work anymore and I make a lot of money every month from my business. And then if you've got all the business you can handle and you're working 6 days a week, 12 days a week, you need help. Bad.
Yeah. Well,
what talk about today? I just threw that out to you. I said, Mike, we're going to do this next episode. Come up with something good to talk about that our people need to hear that you discuss with your clients. So what is it?
Well, I wanted to talk about something that a lot of people don't talk about, but it's really, really, really important when it comes into the online world. And a lot of people don't even know about this or know how it applies to them. And it's an internet marketing term called SERP terms. Now,
like sorghum syrup or
no, it's not. It's not that sweet stuff you put on your griddle.
Log cabin syrup.
No, it's not log cabin, it's not SERP. It's SERP. In fact, I'll put it up on the screen here. It's spelled SERP. SERP terms.
What does that stand for?
That stands for Search Engine Results Page. Now, what does that mean? I'll tell you what that means. That means that when people type words into any search engine, primarily Google, because Google is the premier search engine. They're the three big boys are Yahoo, Bing, and Google. And Google is Yahoo and Bing are still pretty big search engines. Back when I started on the internet, there were all kinds of search engines. A lot of them, Hotbot, Site, Dogpile. A lot of them have gone to the wayside. Because
kind of like social media pages.
Well, when social media started, a lot of people don't remember, but the first social media site, which is long gone, was called Friendster. Friendster was the first social media site, and it didn't make it. Google tried to create a social media system called Google Plus, and it died. They couldn't compete. And, that's what happens. People latch on to something, and then it exponentially grows, and then it becomes what we call in internet marketing the 800-pound gorilla. Google is the 800-pound gorilla. So people either speak or type words into these search engines. And some phrases are what I call broad match generic terms. Okay, in the pest control world, a broad match pest control term would be pest control or pest control near me or exterminator near me. Those are what are called very high highly competitive search terms. So what you do is you go to your search engine, and you got to remember, when it comes to local businesses, if you don't know this, your computer and your cell phone and your tablet all know where they are. They know that your computer's in Roswell, Georgia. They know my computer's in Nashville, Tennessee. So if I put in exterminator near me, it's not going to pull up Roswell, Georgia results. It's going to pull up results here in Nashville. Believe me, they know how to know where your computer is. There's tracking mechanisms called IP addresses. And on a cell phone, there's a GPS in this device. It's tracking exactly within feet of where that phone is. So when you go to Google on a cell phone and you either say to Siri or a voice device like Alexa, any of those things, the SERP term is the result. So if I go here to Google and I type in pest control near me, which is one of the biggest generic search terms there is. And I'm going to hold this up to the screen here when I get to Google here and make that happen. Pest control near me. Give me a second here. There we go. I'm searching it. You'll be able to kind of see it here on the screen. All right. And the advertisement dominates the top of the page. These are all paid ads. And then under that is what's called the Google My Business. It used to be called Google Maps. It used to be called Google Places. It's called Google My Business. So in other words, at the top of the page, the search engine's results page is the Google guaranteed. In fact, I'm looking here. Terminex and Orkin, big players in the business, they're buying their way to the top of the cell phone for generic terms. Okay. And then down at the bottom here are what are called the organic or free results. Those are search engine's results page. And the SERP terms, the very competitive ones like pest control near me, good luck. You're only going to buy your way to the top, and you got big competitors. However, if you can teach the market the words that guarantee that you rank above all these people, we'll give you an example of one of our customers. Faith Pest Control. 3 words. Faith Pest Control. That's our good friend Fred Talley. He's been on the show. If you haven't heard the show we did with Fred, in fact, I'm going to quote what Fred said to me. He says, Mikey, you and Hal, please never quit us. So anyway, when you put in 3 words, Faith Pest Control, and how hard is it for a market to remember 3 words? We are farmers, liberty, liberty, liberty. The list goes on in 3 words. But if I search these 3 words, you can see that Fred dominates Google. In fact, go to Google and say, in fact, you can see here on, if I show it on his website he is dominating that page of Google. That is a search engine results. So what are his SERP terms? Faith Pest Control. And so one of the things that I wanted to make people aware of is teach your market the words that you dominate the search engine results in Google, Bing, and Yahoo.
Well, now I got a question. I may be playing the devil's advocate here.
Please do. Please do.
So if I already know who Faith Pest Control is, I'm just going to call Faith Pest Control. How do I, the stranger who hasn't a clue, I just moved here and up to Jasper, Georgia, and I don't know anybody, I'm not going to type in Faith Pest Control.
Well, let me tell you why this is important. That's a good question, and it's a good devil's advocate. Let me tell you something. How many times have you heard, what are you doing for marketing? Well, word of mouth. Okay.
Uh-huh.
How many times have you heard that in the years that you've been consulting and work? What marketing are you doing?
I couldn't even count the number of times. I hear it all the time.
Okay. So if you teach your market that the easiest way to find out more information to get the sale is teaching your market just Google Faith Pest Control, and somebody says, hey, Hal, I just moved in the neighborhood. I just moved here from California, and I got roaches. Who's somebody good I could use? Are you going to know Fred's phone number as the neighbor? No. Are you going to who are you going to say? You're going to say use Orkin because I saw their billboard up and down the highway? No. You're going to say what you want to do is you're teaching your market the easiest, fastest way to find you on the devices that we're all carrying around in our pockets. That's how this works. We use jingle advertising. And even if people don't buy from you, you're teaching, who's a good pest control agent here who's a good pest control agency here in Jasper? Oh, I don't know, but I've been hearing these jingles of Google Faith Pest Control. Okay. Everybody knows how to Google Faith Pest Control. We talked about this with the pink plumber.
Yeah.
Everybody knows in Atlanta, Google pink plumber. That's all you got to remember. Then the phone number.
Or call 404-222-PINK.
You didn't remember the phone number.
Yeah, I've heard it a million times. I remember.
Right. And so that is market awareness with a SERP term. You're as a business. There is no way in God's green earth in Atlanta, Fred Talley is going to rank for pest control. Too much competition.
Mm-hmm.
But he ranks high in Jasper, Georgia, which is his market. And his jingle, his SERP terms is what he wants to inundate the local people in his market that when somebody in the real world, because there's still a lot of word of mouth. I never told anybody to get rid of word of mouth. You couldn't if you wanted to. I tell you what you can do. You can get a lot of bad word of mouth if you do a bad job.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that if you don't know your SERP terms, and you don't market your SERP terms with repetition. I mean, that's why we love music, because I don't know how many people I've gone up to and I go, we are farmers. And the response,
I go, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, it's ingrained in their brain. Looky.
Here comes Cookie.
Why do you know that? It's ingrained. It's ingrained in your subconscious. Is Cookie a barbecue place? No.
Well, it's Cook's Pest Control.
There you go. So he's ingrained in the market who he is, how to find him, and what he does. So that's why knowing your SERP terms and marketing your SERP terms. In other words, if I had a brochure, I'd say, if you want to know the rest of the story, just Google Faith Pest Control. You said like, well, if you're not talking about people, I'm talking about the people who wanting to know who you refer me to, who's somebody good, because we like referrals. We like word of mouth advertising. But what happens is if you make it hard for somebody to know how to find you or call you or get in touch with you, especially with your competition, if you came up to me and said, well, what's the name of a pest control? Well, God, I can't remember their name. Just go to Google and search pest control. Chances of finding you are slim to none. But if you say, if you're my neighbor and you say, well, who's a good pest control? Well, I've heard this Google Harpoon Pest Solutions. I've heard that they're a good company. Or I use Harpoon Pest Solutions. Well, what's their phone number? I don't know. Just Google Harpoon Pest Solutions. That's what their jingle in the video says.
So is your SERP term should it always be the name of your company?
It's whatever the words that bring you to that gives you the search engine results page that benefits you.
Okay.
In other words, if what you'll find out is generally the name of your business, the golden goose of Google is dominating the first page, the search engine results page. And the only way you're going to dominate that is through paid advertising or other keywords or marketing your SERP terms. Those are the three things that we do for our customers. We market their SERP terms. In fact, we actually had a customer in Texas, Hal, that got complaints from a customer saying, I'm tired of hearing your jingle on all my YouTube videos. And I said, so? Then stop watching YouTube if you don't like it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when you're irritating people with a jingle, that's a good thing because you're putting your SERP terms in their subconscious so that the word of mouth, when somebody is new to town or ready to switch, you know, Hal, I'm madder than hell if the guy does my termite contract. Who do you recommend? Well, I use Harpoon Pest Solutions. Well, what's their phone number? I don't know. Just Google Harpoon Pest Solutions. Game over. That's the importance of knowing your SERP terms. That's the importance of saturating your market. It takes time. I mean, Google Pink Plumber didn't happen overnight, but they still run it to this day because they're getting their market to know. You know, they could have said, we're the best plumber in the whole wide world. You're going to love our plumbing services. We're really, 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 really good. Going to love our plumbing services. That's not SERP terms. That's generic me.
Yeah.
You know, marketing is about building a presence, and SERP terms is something you don't, you know, if you don't know your SERP terms and you're not maximizing exposure of your SERP terms, it's a missed opportunity in your local market.
I think I understand. So,
and that's why I wanted to talk about it today. And I know it makes a difference with our customers. It makes a difference with the people that we work with. It's why getting a pest control marketing SERP term jingle is a lifetime opportunity. You know, your SERP term, unless you change the name of your company, your SERP terms are for the rest of your life. Because nobody else in your market's going to name their company. Hi, I'm new to Jasper, and I'm going to start a pest control company. I see there's Faith Pest Control, so I'm going to call my company Faith Pest Control. That ain't going to happen.
No.
In fact, there's probably some corporate protection to keep people in Georgia from doing that.
Yeah,
so my point is, if you don't know what SERP terms are, hopefully we've defined it. If you don't know your own SERP terms, you better find out. And if you want to know how to market your SERP terms in your local market so that the word of mouth marketing and also your print marketing, you know, I know you talk about, we've had a lot of PCOs talk about doing door hangers and brochures. And, you know, on the side of my truck, just Google Faith Pest Control. Have that going down the road. You know, I can go to Siri and say, Siri, let's see if I can make it happen here. Siri, go to faithpestcontrol.com.
I found this on the web.
She found Faith Pest Control Roswell. I'll be dang.
Roswell.
No, it's not Roswell. He was in a magazine here called Porch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but anyway, my point is, knowing your SERP terms are very important, and that's where I'm going to leave it. And so one of the things that we want to talk about is, you know, when you're marketing your SERP terms, how do you know our SERP terms?
Pest control marketing.
Yeah, and what do we do with our jingle? Google Pest Control.
Pest control marketing.
Yeah.
Grow your business like never before. Call 770-993-0004.
My gosh, that's what we want you to do. So there's an opportunity. The podcast is a community service for PCOs and WCOs to just tell you about things that maybe those 1,000 little things that you're not thinking about, and just realize that the more you do, the better it gets. But I'll tell you one little thing that you better do. You better go to How to Grow a Pest Control Business. How to Grow a Pest Control Business. In fact, do you know what the SERP terms of that book is?
How to Grow a Pest Control Business.
You're number one in the world for those words.
And if I wanted to grow my pest control business, but I didn't know how, and I just said, how to grow a pest control business. You know, that's a pretty good example of how it works.
So, I mean, of all the books in the world, And if I go to Google and I type in how to grow, I'm doing it right now, how to grow a pest control business. I'm searching that in Google. You are number one ad, and you're on the first page of Google, and videos about you are on the first page of Google. That's the purpose of SERP terms. You want to get found for the words that bring you customers.
All right. Well,
all right. So another thing, get this book from Hal. One of the things that Hal and I both do, we love spending an hour of our time. Hal, go to pestcontrolmarketer.com if you want to know more about what Hal does. But call him, 770, just like the jingle says, 770-993-0004. Or you can email him, Hal at Hal Coleman. What are you going to do for folks if they call you?
Well, we're going to have a short chat just to open the lines of communications. And I'm going to get some information from you about your business, just a little bit. And then I'm going to send you a questionnaire. It's about a dozen questions about all of your marketing and advertising and your growth and your obstacles and what's holding you back, your strengths and weaknesses. And you're going to fill that out and return it to me. It can be done, through an email. And then we will spend our hour together so that I don't have to spend the whole hour asking you all these questions. I will have already done it. I've already gone over the questions. I've made some notes. I've looked for some real low-hanging fruit opportunities for you. And then when we spend our hour together, you're going to get some really good, helpful pinpoint information about getting your business on a growth track and where your best, quickest opportunities are. That's how we spend that hour. It's not just an hour of talking. It's very structured and it's very valuable to you. And it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
If you want me to tell you about my coaching business at the end of the hour, I'll be happy to do that. If you don't, I won't.
I'll tell you what, it's worth every minute you spend. And I do the same thing. I love looking at what you got going. And if you got good stuff going on, I'm going to tell you. And if you got things that are problems, I'm going to tell you. But I love looking at your online presence. Helping you figure out what are your SERP terms, what's going on with your Google reviews. In fact, I got an 11-point checklist that I share with people in this call of the 1,000 little things on the online world that you need to be aware of. So just remember, it's 1,000 little things that make the difference, and it's okay not to know it. You don't know what you don't know. Now, there's another way. Working with us one-on-one is not for everybody. But there's free ways to learn information from us, like Hal's book and this podcast. Those are all, we're giving that to the world to help you understand what needs to be done. But we have group coaching, pestcontrolmarketinggold.com, pestcontrolmarketinggold.com. Check out that site. It's linked from the podcast. It's linked from the live stream. And go there and consider joining the Pest Control Marketing Gold. If you get the book, there's an opportunity to have a free month. In fact, Hal, everybody that's on the email list, Hal, you're going to be emailing people the free month of Pest Control Marketing Gold.
Oh, yeah, they get it free. And at the end of that month, you can decide whether you want to go on with, I think it's $47 a month. You decide if you want to go on and do it and receive all the benefits, or you can just say, nope, I don't want to continue. And that's done. So,
and I want to make clear, to get the free month of Pest Control Marketing Gold, you got to download the free book. Now look here, free podcast, free book, and free month of coaching, group coaching. All the coaching sessions are recorded. There's hours of amazing information. It's a library of success for you. And, you can try it out for 30 days for free. So go there. But now there's even another bonus I want to tell you about, Hal. For everybody that is a paid member in February, this is right now, September 2021. We're going to be having our next level PCOmarketing.com live event. And everybody that joins the group coaching is going to, normally we charge $197 for this live event. It's going to be in February after the Super Bowl. when hopefully when the season's a little not as hectic, and you really need to be in February thinking about your marketing for the upcoming year. That's why we hold this every February. Last year was a virtual event because of the pandemic, and we've chosen to do it virtually again this year. But if you are a member of PestControlMarketingGold.com, you will have a free ticket to the virtual event, and that is another major bonus that I wanted you to be aware of. So there's lots of free opportunities to take your business to the next level, and I've shared them all with you and shared the phone number. So is there anything else you want to close out with? And learn your SERP terms. That's all I got to say, folks.
Learn your SERP term. Log cabin, maple, sorghum. No, it's different kind. I never pass up an opportunity.
I know you don't.
To get that balloon,
Well, with that bad joke, I'm going to say, see you next time.
Thanks for watching, folks.
Hal Coleman has been active in the pest control industry for over 40 years, including owning and operating his own successful pest control business for 18 years. He now devotes his time to helping other PCOs and other WCOs double, triple, and even quadruple their businesses faster than they ever imagined. Be sure to check out his website, PestControlMarketer.com. For more information about Hal's coaching program, you can reach him at 770-993-0004 or email him hal@halcoleman.com. Mike Stewart is known as the Internet audio and video guy. Since the birth of the Internet, Mike has been showing small business owners how to get more new customers, increase their sales, and grow their businesses online using audio and video, now with iPhones and Android phones. For more information about Mike's coaching program and his online training courses, visit MikeStewartCoaching.com or email him mike@internetaudioguide.com.
Google Pest Control Marketer. Grow your business like never before. Call 770-993-0000.